Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for The Real Sports Talking, and hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST, and you can also like The Real Sports Talk on Facebook. Feeling a lot better than yesterday, and I apologize that I really was not able to make any NBA videos yesterday, but I was really sick, so I really just could not do that. Today, my Sixers, and I know that Derrick Rose is hurt, and I know Joakim Noah is hurt, but the Sixers, as a Sixers fan, this has been a long process, and they haven't been able to win a playoff series since 2003. I watched all those years where if Billy King had just gotten Allen Iverson, one guy, they could have went back to the finals, and it just never happened. We tried with guys like jokes, I should say, like Glenn Robinson and Chris Webber, and it never worked out. And after like the first 30 games this year, it looked like this was going to be the year. And then it was a terrible finish. They ended up the 8th seed, and it looked like a death sentence to play a team in the Bulls because they couldn't even beat teams like the Knicks down the stretch. They lost a couple games to the Wizards. There was no way they were going to beat the Bulls. And I certainly wasn't happy when Derrick Rose went down with an injury, but you know what? It's opened up the door, and the Sixers have taken advantage of that, and the Bulls have not played necessarily very well. Now, I'm going to go over some stats and then just give some general thoughts on the remainder of the series and this game in general. For the Bulls, Carlos Boozer had 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. That all sounds nice, but he turned the ball over 5 times, including a crucial one late in the game, and shot 11 of 24. That's not terrible, but it's not great. Still not worth nearly the money that they gave him. Luol Deng, 5 of 11, 1 of 3 from downtown, and 0 of 1 from the line. Had 5 rebounds. 2 of those came on the offensive side. Nice offensive rebounding game for him. 1 turnover and 11 points. It wasn't a terrible game, and I know he's been battling a wrist injury, but they need him to score some more. Omar Sheik getting the start for Joakim Noah, who could not go today with that ankle injury. 0 of 1 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line, and had 1 point, and it wasn't like he played 5 minutes. I know 23 minutes isn't the whole game, but 23 minutes is a pretty decent amount of time to only have 1 point. Richard Hamilton, 3 of 9 today in 24 minutes with 7 points. He had a nice game 3 and was not able to duplicate that. C.J. Watson had a really terrible first half, could not score, didn't score at all, ended up doing pretty decent in the second half, 5 of 18 total, but as I mentioned, shot poorly in the first half. 1 of 5 from downtown, 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 17 total points. And everyone liked to say out during the regular season that the Bulls were able to play without Derrick Rose because John Lucas and C.J. Watson did a really nice job stepping in, and they did. But this is the playoffs, and this is a whole different animal. The Sixers might not have many superstars, but they do play very good defense. I do talk about sometimes how Andre Iguodala's defense is overrated, but it is still very good defense. And this is one of the top 5 defensive teams in the game right now. And it's kind of showing right now, I think, because they're keeping guys. They're letting Carlos Boozer get his, but they're also denying guys like Luol Deng, Rip Hamilton today, C.J. Watson. Off the bench, Taj Gibson did have 14 points, and they're going to struggle in the post because they just don't have a great post presence. Elton Brand's a good defender, but when he's matched up against a guy that can really go like Taj Gibson and has a big game today, then he's just not going to be able to be a great defender against them. For the Sixers side, in 37 minutes, Elton Brand had 7 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1 turnover. Andre Iguodala, 5 of 11, 1 of 4 from threes, 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, I'm not a huge Andre Iguodala fan, but he is a good player. The problem is that he makes $16 million a year, and offensively, I just cannot stand watching this guy shoot because he's one of the poorest shooters, and it has never gotten a little bit better. Spencer Hawes, 9 of 11 from the field today, 22 points in 36 minutes, 8 rebounds. This is a guy that I'm really happy for because early on in this year, he lost a lot of weight. Last year, he was basically a non-factor. He lost a lot of weight coming into this season, and he had a really good start, and a lot of people felt like he was going to be a candidate for most improved player, and he just had a lot of injuries this season. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, whatever, that does not happen again in the playoffs because he has played really well, especially these last 2 games, and you hope that continues. Evan Turner, 3 of 12, 9 points. I've been saying that they need to continue to get him the ball, and they do need to continue to do that. Doug Collins is on and off with Evan Turner, but Evan Turner is the one who can take Doug Collins from being a 4 or 5 year coach where the team gets to a point where they've leveled out, or if you give Evan Turner a chance to be a star, and you add another really good player in here, once you amnesty Brandon, hopefully trade Iguodala, then you're really talking about a team that if Evan Turner can play like I believe he can, I think he can be a 22-8 guy, then this is a team that could maybe make a run in the playoffs in a few years, and a legit run. Drew Holiday struggled today. He did have 20 points, but he shot 7 of 23, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He wasn't terrible offensively, but he turned the ball over 3 times, and shooting-wise, he did take a lot of shots, which gives you 20 points. But when you shoot 7 of 23, it's not necessarily great. Lou Williams, candidate for 6th Man of the Year, even though James Harden's going to win that unanimously. Lou Williams, 2 of 10 from the field today, 1 of 5 from downtown, 7 points. He struggled against the Bulls, and in this series in general, he's just really struggled. Thaddeus Young, the custodian, 2 of 4 from the field today, 8 points, 2 rebounds. And Jody Meeks has 2 points, and LaVoy Allen does not contribute anything off the bench today. So the Sixers do win this game. They take a 3-1 stranglehold on this series. It's not a great series, or it's not like this is going to be one of those wins where you look back and say, oh, this is a monumental upset like the Warriors did the Mavericks a few years ago. It's not like that because of the circumstances. But this is still a Bulls team that comparably, I think, is putting out a lineup that is just as talented as what the Sixers are, especially if Luol Deng can get healthy and Joakim Noah can get back. Because if you remember when Eddie Jordan was here a few years ago, the Sixers team was a 27-win team. I mean, there's no one on that team that's a superstar. Andre Iguodala was an all-star because the Sixers were doing so well, but really there wasn't. They just had to put an all-star in there. Andre Iguodala wasn't having a bad year; he was having a good year, but not an all-star level season, and he got in. And there's not really a star on this team. It's different guys that have stepped up: Elton Brand, Spencer Hawes, throughout this team. Evan Turner, Drew Holiday that have stepped up, and Lou Williams hasn't even played well. That's kind of the scary part. I think that the Sixers will win this series now, and I was wrong after Game 1 when the Bulls won and D-Rose went down, and I still thought that the Bulls would win this series, but injuries have just killed this team. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Bulls, and it's unfortunate because they really are one of the best teams in the NBA, if not the best team, and they would have made a deep playoff run if not gone to or won the NBA Finals. So it's unfortunate to see this if you are a Bulls fan. Fortunately, I'm a Sixers fan. Hashtag show you love. Sixers go up 3-1. See you guys later.